What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I don't even need to say this anymore. I don't need to say this. I say it every time. It's been a long time. I've even made a joke about it, I think, in the last 4 videos. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. LookSmart Ferrari Diecast. Let's go. Oh, it's empty. Except for the foam. Okay, so yes, today we are going to be looking at the LookSmart Ferrari. Bit of a surprise. I know I didn't say I was going to do this. Let's just say in the last video, I said I was going to review that Esteban Ocon, the Saludo one. I tried to buy it and it ended up failing every time. Like, my order was canceled multiple times when I tried to buy it. And so basically, yeah, I decided not to do that. It's gonna be time for 2023 cars soon. And also, I filmed the video you're about to see in July, and I'm editing it in October. So yeah, it's just been a busy couple of months. As you guys are more than well aware, I have other projects that I'm working on YouTube, and that has taken up a lot of time. I'm trying to every once in a while make a review, but it just doesn't happen as much as I would like it to. But I do have the next diecast ordered for the next video, and it's finally time to look at this LookSmart Ferrari. And so I don't want to waste any more time because there's still a full video that you guys have to watch, and this is just the intro bit or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, the video. Here's the video. Bye. And now, here it is. The moment we've all been waiting for the first time in a long time. I well and truly have no idea what I am about to get into because I've never reviewed one of these cars before. Before I open this, I would like to look at something else real quickly. This right here is a Minichamps car. Now, it's not screwed to the base. It's not screwed to the base because it just sits on a shelf usually. But this is how they basically ship them to you. This is what a new in-box Minichamp looks like, basically. There's a little bit of plastic around it, and that's about it. Spark cars, I don't have the slipcase for one, or at least I don't want to go digging around for it. So this is what a Spark car looks like. I'm showing a previous video. So to get this, I mean, this is a premium package right here. This, I haven't actually opened the box yet, but so far, this kind of reminds me of like an iPhone box. Now, people will have their opinions on Apple all they want. Personally, I have a Samsung, but I don't think you can deny that Apple packages their product as a premium product. Top of its class, basically. And this packaging is top of its class. At least from the outside. I haven't actually opened it up yet, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll just be a bunch of styrofoam peanuts, and that's about it. Hey, what are you doing down there, little kitty? I think the last thing I'm going to do before I tear open this box or whatever is take a look at the bottom here. LookSmart Models Italy. So, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are new, Minichamps and Spark, the producers of most of the cars that I review, the most well-known high-end F1 models, can't make Ferrari diecasts. They don't have the license. They have the license to pretty much every other team, but not Ferrari. I think you guys could probably understand it's in their culture that Ferrari basically are strictly Italian. Only Italian brands can produce Ferrari cars. Brago is an Italian brand, and so is LookSmart, I guess. I have heard a rumor that LookSmart is actually owned by the same company that owns either Minichamps or Spark. I don't know which one. And so LookSmart is just their Italian division that they can produce Ferrari under. But I have no confirmation of that, so I'm not entirely sure. So now I'm going to move the camera down and we're going to take a look at what's inside. So here we go. And yes, by the way, if I haven't mentioned it yet, Charles Leclerc I was considering getting the Carlos Sainz, because of course he won the British Grand Prix and that was pretty cool, but, and I'm sorry to all you Carlos Sainz fans out here, I figured if I was buying the premium F1 diecast, I wasn't going to spend the money on Carlos Sainz. I'm sorry. It's cutthroat, but if I'm buying the premium product, I want the premium driver. Apologies to Carlos Sainz fans. I know you guys are probably out there. Oh yeah, this is a freaking iPhone. This is a fucking iPhone. Okay, I think sometimes there's a little bit of foam underneath the front wings of the Spark cars. But yeah, we got a whole little fucking thing of foam here. Guessing this is Is there more foam? Yep, there is. Wow. So we've got perfectly encased in styrofoam here. Here we go. Is this going to be the greatest F1 diecast I ever review? Whoa, 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 whoa. Here it is. Out of the styrofoam. Does it come off the base? It does. Oh my gosh. Now, the primary reason I am not going to do the comparison is so I have a chance to look over this car, give really thoughtful thoughts, I guess, on this car. This is just going to be my first reaction, so it's probably not going to be all too thoughtful. But I will compare it to the... Wow. Holy shit, though. I'm already looking at it, if you cannot tell. But I do want to do the comparison as a separate video. We might do a little bit of comparison. I might not be able to help myself, but yeah, wow. Okay, so let's take it off the plastic case now. Does kind of remind me of a Spark diecast. The wheels, the Pirelli wheels are kind of faded. The yellow's a little bit dimmer. Minichamps have bright colored wheels, like the yellow on the wheels really pop, and the taping, even the way down to the way this case is taped up, reminds me of Spark. Let me know if LookSmart is actually Spark in disguise. But there are some things that well, actually I don't know if those were even on the... I'll just shut up now. I do have a Spark diecast we can look at. You guys all know it so well. Out of the plastic case. It is just a plastic base. F175 winner, Austrian Grand Prix 2022, Charles Leclerc by LookSmart. And here it is, up close and personal. At least so far. I'm trying not to really say anything and let you guys look at it, although I must say I am impressed by the vents here. They look pretty pronounced. I mean, it looks like they're actually kind of cut into the base here. This is just kind of strange for me because I've never looked at a Ferrari car like this. All my Ferrari cars are by Barago, so I don't think anyone else had this type of design on their 2022 car. And I've only looked at one non-Barago 2022, so this is definitely kind of strange. Now, I'm going to take it off the base, and I'm just praying that nothing goes wrong. Here it is, off of the base fully, and this is probably one of the best cars that I've ever looked at, just looking at it so far. It's got a bit of weight to it, which is pretty good. I mean, the whole monocoque area right there has got some weight to it, which is good. It means it just isn't filled with plastic and shit. I'm getting serious Spark vibes from this car. The tires look exactly like Spark tires. The floor looks exactly like a Spark floor. So if this is owned by a company who does actually produce F1 diecasts, F1 models that I usually look at. I'm thinking that it's Spark. It looks just like a Spark car. The detail that really sticks out to me, which may surprise you, is actually right back here, the little bar that it was used to help with the porpoising. That detail is not present on any car that I've looked at. Obviously, it's not going to be on a Barago car. For those wondering, where is the Barago car? Here it is. I have no idea what the fuck happened. I didn't film the other video that long ago, but yeah, I have no idea what happened. But obviously, yeah, that's not there on this car. And I think bringing out this car, which I dubbed the best Barago car, really shows where this car shines. Take a look at this. Take a look at the vents. And now take a look at the vents. I'll probably even put a couple pictures up here real quickly because, yeah. I think that shows you really everything that needs to be said about this car. But of course, there's the rivet detailing. We'll take a look now. We'll go the way that I usually go on these reviews. I haven't done a proper one in a long time. So here is the front wing area. One thing I will say, this was a hallmark of older Spark diecasts. It hasn't been that much of a problem recently, but you can kind of see where it is a sticker or a decal and where it is just kind of the paint. It doesn't look too bad. It's not that noticeable. The only reason I noticed it kind of right away is because I've been looking at these for a little while. Spark have been better about that recently, though. So it's not too bad, though. I'm not going to knock it off that much or at all. And it does have incredibly thin suspension. I mean, this really good. Compare that to the Barago. I'm just gonna show a picture of the Barago. I think no sense in reaching it up every single time. Let's take a look at those tires. They look exactly like Spark tires to me. The Pirelli is kind of dull. If you take a look at the Barago, it's kind of bright yellow. Spark have always had these kind of duller looking tires, so looks just like a Spark. The floor looks pretty good. Of course, the ground effect flooring for the 2022 cars. And now to the center of the car, which is just the best looking thing. It looks like the Shell logo is kind of chipped, which sucks, but whatever. This has got to be the best area of the car, though. The bathtub design, as I called it in the previous episode, and the riveting details on this car, incredible. Also pretty Spark-like if I take a look at the Alpine, the 2022 Alpine. And now to the rear exhaust area. Barago don't have anything like this, really. So, yeah, but it's pretty good. It's kind of what you expect out of this car. It does look pretty nice. Looks really nice, actually. It's definitely the best looking Ferrari diecast I have. It's outfitted with all of the fine details you can never put on a Barago car, like the antennas, because they'll break off immediately. Here's a detail that I think is really cool. It is on the other Spark cars, but I've never noticed it up until now. So here is the right side of the car, and you can see right next to the wheel bolt, the lug nut, there's a bright blue trim kind of around it. And on this side, it is a bright red trim, so it differentiates what tire is what. So the left side tires have a red stripe, and the right side have a blue stripe, which I've never noticed before on a diecast, or at least I think I haven't. That's one of the things about doing these reviews for so long, is sometimes I kind of forget what I've previously seen. And the halo detail, it's certainly better than Barago. One of the most common critiques I have with the Barago cars is that it's very easy to tell when you're painting on diecast or resin. In this case, I'm sure this is made of resin. It's easy to tell when you've painted on resin over plastic or diecast over plastic because the red color looks different. You can kind of see that the red is a little bit of a different shade on the halo, but the kind of streamlined way that this car is, at least, streamlined in the sense that the halo joiner, if I'll call it, that's probably not the scientific word, but you can see how big this AWS piece is. compared to the car. It's a very big connecting piece. But this is a very small one, so it's a lot harder to tell where the halo starts, sort of. They got a lot smaller of a connecting piece. And of course, the driver detail and the steering wheel detail, it's all pretty reminiscent of the cars we are pretty used to looking at. And of course, we've got the rear wing as well. It's got great carbon fiber detailing on it. It looks very, very good. Looks like the Alpine kind of that I reviewed previously. This is a pretty great looking car, I'd say. But if I have one critique, if I could critique, am I allowed to critique? Am I allowed to critique a Ferrari LookSmart Diecast? Am I allowed to do that? I think I am because it's my channel. One thing that I will say, this is clearly a Spark diecast. This looks exactly like a Spark diecast. I'd be shocked if this was a different company. This looks exactly like a Spark diecast. And so my question is it worth the price? Because this was close to almost double of what a Spark diecast usually is. I will certainly, it's a great looking car, but I don't think I'm ever going to get another LookSmart Ferrari unless there's a Ferrari that looks fucking fantastic. It's the ultimate question in life. Is it worth the price? And I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself a huge Ferrari fan. I like them, obviously, but they're probably not my favorite team. And so I wouldn't really ever consider picking up a lot of these for a special occasion. Yes, obviously, I'm going to pick one of these up, but I don't really know if the price on this one is fully justified. That would probably be my one critique. It looks fantastic. It really does. But it looks like a Spark diecast. And so the Ferrari tax on this car makes it, I'm not going to say not worth it, but not worth getting a lot of these. I'm not going to get a Ferrari every single year. And so that kind of actually makes it great that Barago make Ferraris every single year, because I can get a Ferrari every single year courtesy of Barago. And so other teams that Barago don't make, I don't know if they're going to make Alfa Romeo next year. They're probably never going to make Williams. They're probably not going to make Haas ever. So those are cars that you kind of can get every couple of years or every year if you're a true fan. But a LookSmart car, I would say that is probably what would keep me away from buying these. If this was like made of actual carbon fiber or didn't look exactly like a Spark car, then yeah, hands down, this would be perfect. It probably would totally justify the price. But given the fact that it's basically the same quality as a Spark car, when you could just spend like $100 less, and a Spark car is half the price. So I don't know if it being a Ferrari justifies doubling the price, but who cares? Who knows? I bought it anyway. I still bought it. But despite that, overall, this is a pretty good looking car. Really good looking car. Probably one of the best that I've looked at. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'll do a further video on that. But yeah, this is the this is the LookSmart Ferrari F175. What do you guys think of this car? Would you ever consider buying a LookSmart car? Do you have a LookSmart car? And do you think it being a Ferrari justifies the larger price tag? Some of you may say yes. Some of you may say no. No matter what, tell me why. But that's going to do it for this review. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to follow Be sure to subscribe if you liked this video. We are going to do a more in-depth comparison between this car and the Barago car, but I'm probably going to buy a new one because I have no idea where the T cam went, and I don't want to have to show off a broken Barago car because that's never happened before, and I have no idea what happened to cause that. But for now, thank you for watching the review, and I will see you in the next video.